I get a call, I can get, and I think was the furnitures.
Triangle lines, triangle line interference, and position directions. Everybody see this okay? Everybody see it? See it moving? See how fast it moves? Right? See it moving, right? See how light signatures its line communication system allocates timelines. So as long as you can see the picture, you can see position directions. I'm sure you understand what we're doing through travel is all levels of youth and memory line interference. Okay, setting position directions, center point connection. Learn how to use your finger lines and locations. Line cross. Okay, triangle up. Triangle down. Signal line position calculations. Line cross location. Box signal line centers point location. High interference. Low interference. Middle line center. Signal line position calculation. Center line communication system. High channel line centers. Interference location calculation. So how to set things up is truly understand how to position its location, right? We're going to travel through deep space, all levels of core line centers coming into your position location line lines. Going to put you guys in your cloud locations. Core recognition of time centers. Now the interchange position location of directions is going to set line communication, all right? This is your cloud, right? You see it? You see it, right? You see your cloud. Now the cloud line center has a line string. Correction of time interference. They're going to travel you guys extremely fast and high interference location position. The magnetic highway information system is your data line centers. You got a cubical interference in the center position location directions, center and its line connections, right? Now it's an operation sequence. In high position locations, it opens all archive communication system. It sets division location as high system, right? Channel line center and rotation calculations, setting new positions of box centers, box equation, box line connection, line interference location calculations, setting read channels and communication system. Now setting these box centers location open lines, position location new direction, high channels, it's high information. The high information comes into a cloud line channel that opens all communication system, sets position location in Merkaba, high center location in tesseract to attach region, high position of directions. Setting line connections of interference position location high center, box position location calculations. Centers in all levels of your cloud line center interference. Puts position location and directions. Contracts high line centers, acoustic record interference, high position location calculations. You're on the bottom line center. Rotation line centers come into calculations. Setting one position of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. 6. All right. So you got 3 line center location, triangulation. Another three triangulation position location directions. High position location, right? High channel line center position. Merge line center. Cortex communication, visionary line center interference. Cloud channels communication. Deep space, high center line position location directions. Universal line, open all communication line system. Sectors, vectors, quads, and position interdimensional, high center, alternating position. Now you're traveling the high center interference calculation high system. All right. Traveling your line centers is truly understand how to put things all together, all right? But traveling through all level system, the magnetic highway information system is your cloud. Okay, how it's set up, okay, is all determination on you. You're referencing your position location to its calculation of its memory. The capacity high system has to truly understand how to use the magnetic high information system. It's all connected to your data processors. You know, you come into your data stream, you come into your OMI Universe Line Center, you come into your offline communication system, calculation, modification, high centers. It gets more easier when you understand more levels of deep space, the outer limits, the outer rims, the outer orbits. Okay, you come into Millennium. High position locations, the final frontier. The real position location calculation of real space in real time is your position location, how you represent your line connections, right? To all levels of clouds of communication. High channels operation line system. Okay. So you guys are traveling through that line connection right away. Okay. Setting position of directions. Now it's disappeared. It's amazing how we do this line center. Okay. So recognition of time sequence time code is truly understanding the magnetic highway information system. A cloud is like an electrical light connection. It's like, so it's got this wind factor in one side line. Galaxies going on this wind line interference. It's signaling, it's paneling, it's rotating, it's circulating, it's high circulation, it's high interference, it's high position of direction. It's going to all lines of communication inside of you. Extremely fast. So sending signals, you're transmitting and receiving line interference. That opens all communications lines. That puts you in a better direction location. You truly have to understand how to use your clouds. Now we have in position to allow stream interference is truly stand the size graph location to its cloud. The expansion comes into your capacitor line system. So you come into this position location. Equalize centers and vector communication. The flux capacitor comes into this position location line conditions. It just gets bigger and gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. High position location of 3 line connections. All right, 1, 2, 3. All right, 3 line centers of the ground interference. 3 equals grounds. All right, center line center. 6 equals program. Oh, what do we got here? And 9 equals line center location of its location. All right. Okay. Now, once you understand the 9 line center, it automatically sets position, location, and directions, right? Using a magnetic highway information system. It's an electrical light communication system. It's a discharge line interference. So if you look at the atmosphere line center interference, there's a lot of electrical grids that's in position of space line. The space line is its deep space position location to its space traction. That opens all communication system to its magnetic highway information line connection. That opens all plateau of data stream. Okay. Now you have to learn how to use the cloud line center in rotation interference to its position location to its highline channel of its road graph system to its location and its calculation. How to connect to your data streams. So setting position location, show you color line center in location. Sets position location and directions. Okay. So this is where you come into your tree formation. See the tree? 3 cloud channels. The ground line center to 3 opens all communication of 6. 6 opens all position location of 9. 3, 6, 9, platitudes, division, location, calculations. Opens all levels of geometry interference. Now, that puts you in high levels of division location. That allocates the timelines and how you use your clocking system. How we want to modify line signals into your clocking locations. All right? So, balancing black, yep, into yin and yang process line connections. But I just want you to truly understand how to use your cloud channels. We come into plasma interference, plasma ground center line rotation of clocking locations. 1 clocking line center. Okay? Now, once you understand that line center interference, it opens up better position location tactic view. Now you got 24 line position, 24 equals 9. So that's the highest formation location of cloud line system in direct locations. It signals in rotation. Center line is calculation. Setting position location at all levels of different division locations. It high positions to its ground lines and opens all communication system. It allocates timelines, interference, position location, and calculations. It high channels its high line center and opens all levels of view and track interference. Now the position line connections, all right? So understanding position location is to understand the 24 lines. 24 line comes into 48 window, but you guys are not ready for that location, especially when you're in line center location of quad 6 and coming in quad 12. But quad 6 location is 12,000 line communication. Quad 12 is position location of 24. So it's interesting how you look at position location through a magnetic highway information line center. Your communication is your communication all levels in position location and calculations, sending course line channels in operation. Now, the high line center interference. So you have to understand how to use locations. Once you understand how to use a magnetic high line wire, that opens up a better communication to your cloud lines. It comes into all formation to its calculation system. Okay? Its position of 24 signals equals 9. okay, into box position location to calculation. Okay. Now, when the box comes in high line center, it changes line center location to all levels. It's how you use the register. Now, your cloud is just basically a facility. It's a factory. Okay. It's an archive. It's a storage. It's for you to understand. That's where all your memory goes. It's a cloud. You need that in its eCloud, iCloud, right? The central cloud to their perception of you. The electrical defense line system cloud. The high rotation line rotation and spectrum communications of the cloud. There's so many different clouds in your memory bank. Your communication system is allocated to timelines. It opens all communication system to its all system. Now, once you come into that purpose, it gets you a better division how to use all levels in 369 triangle location, right? So once your cloud line center understands its position, location, directions, you got one line channel. Okay, you got another line channel. Okay, so you got the sun communication, you got the moon line center of information. Now, the line center rotation changes all communications right away into your test architecture, here into your Merkabah communication system, to all level system. Now, it timelines its frequency. It opens up its box channel to higher level system location calculations. Size graph line center interference. Now, the high line center comes into its triangulation, all positions its calculations, right? It opens up doors to new signal patterns. Now, when the patterns open up, it opens up a whole new calculation. That's exactly what it is. It's a library of view and modification signal, right? So your cloud channels are truly stand the ground lines. That's like portal communication of interference. A defense line communication system allocates timelines and interference location to calculations, setting all lines in you in center operation in position location of directions and how fast you travel through its position of its direction. This is you in the center operation location to your Merkabah position. Okay. So where we are through calculation system. All right, let's see here. How's everybody doing? Lindsay, Amy, how's it going? Haven't seen you in a while. Ginger, Terry, Don, Gypsy, Pam, True Light, Jill, Ambi, Airbender, Heather, Vector. Okay, Guardian, Johnny. All right, Nikki, Laura, Elaine, Star, Jessica, Yolanda. It's great to see everybody in school. Make sure you do your pre-flights. Ashley, Sharon, great, excellent. Tina, Peacemaker. Okay, Renee, how you doing? Sammy. Okay, and Guardian. Let's see. Just going through line connection interference, position, location, directions. All right. So understanding what's going on with you, Chris. Yeah, there's a lot going on right now. So you're traveling very fast in high position location, but you're in deep space. So it's like deep position location in the ocean. So setting line center line rotation interference, a cloud, two cloud line center interference, indirect locations, right? This is a two-way line center and a three-way location. Two-way line center and three-way location. High position location is track line center position locations, right? Setting line center location into an hourglass. This is an hourglass location. Okay. Now, understanding stream center, wire interference location data streams, sets course line channels and interference location to calculations. So it's all levels of navigation. Flight navigations of this, flight navigations of that. Understanding this, understanding that. We go through that process, but you really have to understand your flight commands when it comes into flight 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Right? So flight navigation is two line center interference, but where's the box position location of triangle? The center line connection is off position locations. Reframe, readjust, refocus, reline, readjust, recalculate, remodify. Put an angle point line center interference location calculations. Bring it back into all of flight 2 command. Center line position location all command system. Allocate timelines and interference location. Y vector line center, 2 vector communication system, flux capacitor high channel, operation and perception. Telegraphing, telewaving, telecommunication, interference location calculation, setting course line channels in operation, cloud line channels in communication, electrical light interference, position of grounds, Ground position of power, power, atmosphere, location, calculation, inline center location of travels, and position location 369. 369 in position location of the sun, sun communication of the moon, moon position location, outline connection, interference, position location, direction, high channel operation line system. So understanding time frequency, time codes, time activation, time strain puts you in position location calculation in your clouds, right? Time is essence on the line center. Time doesn't exist out line, only inside position your own clock line rotation. So your position, location, and direction. This is you in line center interference in calculations. You are your own clocking system inside, right? The clocking center is inside of you times pi times calculation. Okay, it's inside you. So this is where it comes into line interference. So communication heart line center. Changes rhythm pattern, electronic interference location, the heart reactor line center interference locations. Open up cloud channels, communication system. Boom. Right? Channel line channel, interference position levels, triangulation position of all direction location. Opens up your line connection, arterhesion line connection, tetrahedron communication. Change position location line center. Change position location to triangle line interference, intermercal position tesseract tetrahedron location calculations. Center opposite position of its directions. Line signal line channel. So you got 24 line center interference calculation into 144 signal, into a 244 signal, into a 344 signal, into a 444 signal, in a 445 signal. Your direction location is all over the system connections. Now, once you get into 24 line signal, into 144, and a 244, and a 344, and a 444, and a 544, it's set line center location in Merkabah channel communication, a cloud system. Your cloud allocates timelines. If your capacity high system is at 7,000 lines per second location, your data stream is high signaling. In all levels, that's communication. The tesseract line center is its computer operation line interference. That position location opens up its frame center. Now, in that line center location comes into a wall sequence. 2 line center interference of calculations. High channel is its high line center in position location of its direction. Okay. Wall signal channels in position locations. High signals, its line center, all levels of your cloud location. You know exactly what you're seeing through its library. Setting course line channel. Now, the cloud is set up in high interference. It's an electrical light connection interference. It positions all levels of its communication system. Set up location to a tree formation. All right. So this is where you come into galaxy line change, galaxy and division, galaxy and weather communication, geo patterns, geo weather line centers, electric light interference, heat signatures location, pattern locations, high generation light streams, in position location directions. So once you understand your cloud line center, it opens all line center to realm interference location and calculations, recenter line to position location directions, high center lines to connection to levels of Florida communication system. I'll allocate timelines. So the plasma channel changes high lines. It comes into a plasma web, spider web, communication signal in position location directions. All right. Now it's electrical light cloud. That's what it is. So it sets line center interference in electrical boat communication system. There's electrical bolt. See it? One line center, and then a line center interference, and position location directions, right? Electrical light clouds and position location. This is where you everything fires and wires in high center location. The front of low line interference. The position of the back line center is position location to the inhibitor that sets the signal location. High division location calculation. Right? But truly understand how your cloud is set up in space line communication. Now, the interline center opens all communication line streams, setting position location directions. All right. Now, truly understand that your position is how to use your alphabetical lines. Now, if you go to A line center, A equals cloud. Okay. So the cloud is trying to understand the position location of A. A is trying to understand the position of its cloud. But the cloud doesn't understand position location of A. But the A is trying to understand the communication of cloud. Right? So it line signals its position and directions. Now, truly understand that because the communication comes in high line center interference. So if you have a communication wave of E line center locations and position location calculation, E comes into high interference, high levels of its equation location calculations. Right? High channel this line center in rotation, box position location of directions, cubical line interference, position of plateau, overlap communication system, allocate timelines and stream interference of all position location into your cubical line connections of its Metatron system. Now, the Metatron system is allocate timelines. That opens all division location of its cloud. The cloud sets line signals and position directions. It's how you set your tone communication to your clocking lines, okay? Because your cloud channels on you through acceleration and vibration. So you got position location direction. Here's a chart, right? Here's another chart. Oh, it's going higher, right? Oh, it's going higher, right? 3 line communications of interference location of measure. 1, 2, 3, right? So that's 3 grounds, okay, 3 powers, and 3 atmosphere lines. 3 equals atmosphere communication system. Grounds powers the atmosphere location. 3 metric communications of cloud line channels. That automatically becomes a cloud line center in position location calculations. High channels is operation system. Now, the position of its direction is to understand how to use it in all course of action. This gives you a better understanding why it's so important to see yourself in your memories. Okay? Your cloud is there for guidance. It's there for storage. It's there for facility. It's there for you to understand, right? So you have a cloud in a computer. You have a cloud in your mind line center. Direct locations, the hardware. The hardware sets line center. It fires in the wire location. Boom. Imagination comes in. Visionary board comes in, line center interference. You're creating an anomaly line interference. Done. Graph line center interference. Electrical light communications. Monday calculation. Send it out. Gone. Right? You manifest already. Cloud comes in high interference. It tracks your line center. GPS interference, location calculations, making sure you know exactly what you're doing with the cloud line channel. It changes position location to calculations. It relines its calculation interference. Okay? Opens all communication to its high lines, right? Puts position of direction to its high center communication system. All right. So it's important you understand how to travel through your cloud lines. All right. Your division line center is its open sequence. It opens patterns in communication system. Okay. It highlines its channels. Okay. Opens all U and high interference. This platitudes your calculations on how you use your grounds, your powers, and your atmosphere location. 3 line communication channels. 3 grounds. 3 equals cloud. 6 equals program. And 9 equals location. You have to start with that locations. You guys are here. You got 3 clouds of channels in operation in its ground system. Okay. So that position location is online to all of us how you use your trajectory location line to flux capacitor high channel. Position to its start date and center position location calculations. Center line center in position locations comes into the past line into the future communication system. Allocates stream centers into Orion's belt. Now, Orion's belt comes in high center interference. Now, once you understand that, you come into your box position locations to your 6 lines of program setting. It opens all communication system. Now, once you understand that, it highlines its line connection all levels. 9 goes into the center line communication. 9 comes into the center. Opens all communication to its all flux capacitor high channel. High channel is its operation signal. Now, once you come into that line center interference, the 9 line center, okay, comes into all levels of yin and yang. The process of its communication comes into its connection energy flow. High position location of 6 and high position location of 9. Sets line center line interference location to calculation. So cloud channels, plasma interference, plasma communication system has to really recognize your cloud of you. It's a magnetic highway information system. It's given to you once you understand how to use your letters, numbers, and shapes. Now, when you get in that position location, this is what it looks like. It's like an epiphany. Okay, it's like this. This is you. Interesting cloud. That's wild. Look at that. That's you going, So you got this, 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 you got number sequence and pattern locations, operation line interference, its calculation. Right? So all this goes into you over time. Now, understand position location of directions, knowing exactly which lane they're in. Each one is in a line position location directions. This puts you into size graph interference. So it's all about understanding how to cross the signal position location direction to its cloud. overall communication system. It's a graph line channel. That graph line channel stays in the line center interference to its mind. The mind opens up the communication system. It allocates timeline interference. So your position of direction is truly understanding all lines, how to communicate the surface. Sets line center interference, okay? So cloud comes into equal line center location of 3. 3 becomes into 6. 6 becomes into 9, high center interference. Position of direction locations, 3, 6, 9 through cloud. Wow. So there's a lot. It's a storage facility for you to understand how to use it, how to store the information, know exactly when you need it through its equation, right? It's given to you. It's like you have something, you know something, but when you want it, it comes to you. But it's your mind is blank. But when you want something, it comes to you, right? That's true understanding. Mind over matter gives you everything through its position. So mind is the conception of thought. Thought is in connection to intelligence. Intelligence is the correlation to position of time. Time through space. Space, position, location, allocate timeline. Opens all communication to graph interference to your levels of the mind system. The collaboration center is all levels of how to use your data stream of operation. It's the how of all communication, right? Setting new line centers of interference location of codes in your central system. The energy graph line center interference position location of space command. Setting position locations of directions to bandwidths and communication cyclones. High channel operation line center interference of cloud locations. Setting position locations of all levels of direction. Gives you what you need to understand. Not just the platitudes of numbers, letters, shapes, and symbols, but truly understand how to operate your cloud in its position of its factory reset location. Okay? So, more bandwidth and clearing. Yeah. Color coding for clarity. That's good to set line center and interference location directions. You guys are doing wonderful. Interconnections, weaving through the information into my cloud tree. Each tree branch has different information cohesive into its location. Very good, Gypsy. My clouds look like a command center full of numbers, particles, shapes, and colors. Well, there you go, Terry. All right. In position of directions. Let's see. Heavy timelines are set now. New connections, cloud knowing, and rebooting. All right. Portal line, calculations of center. Yeah, 3 locations. High center interference. Cross spatial locations. Oh, that's good. Portal communication line stream. Sending sonar codes to all. Triangulation. Okay, that's great. Ballotron and it's not lost on me. A certain. Okay, was set. Okay. Line center interference. Specification directions. Receiving. New library illumination and tourists. Atlantis command. So everything that you are understanding is all levels of view of memory. So if you're connected to Atlantis, that's a cloud system of Atlantis and its command system on its own, because it is a space command center, right? Which is stored of its facility, of its location, of its command system. So to understand the operation of you is to understand how to use it through operation. Okay? It's there for you when you need it, right? That's where it comes into a levels of an expansion. The bandwidth just, more memory you have, the more the cloud gets bigger. But you have to stand the 3 positions when it comes into the grounds. The 6 programs in the middle line center and 9 in you in location, right? Now that's just one line center. Once you get in a clocking location of 24,000, you go into 40,000, 72,144, right? That's 4 different clouds of operation. The communication system, the triangulation to its force line connection, has to truly understand you in all levels of your human resonance. The vibration to its calculation puts you in a better division location, right? It opens all communication system to its high line. Now, once you get into outline communication, you come into levels of graph interference of information, all through your cloud channel. Interesting. So, setting new line centers. It gets much easier when you go into all levels of higher levels of space, because space opens up. You see more galaxy, you see positions of tunnels, you see circle locations, You see high channel lines and line and rotation interference and calculation. You see open channel interference. You see portal communication system, allocate timeline stream interference. You see so much in deep space because you're orbiting right to higher levels. Okay. So once you get more levels of the mind line, you get more memory of communication. It puts a better position of direction, how to use yourself inside line. So the heart recognizes its time interference. Now it's a clocking system on its own calculations. So it depends on if you're in a 24,000 signal. Okay, so your heart's saying I'd send 24,000 signal, but I'm going to set it the ground line center to its cloud interference location, the graph interference to simulation, set in relines, relays, reprograms, recalculation, remodifiers, and high center interference, position of its computer adaptation circle. That circle opens up all communication system. Now, when I come into circle location, equals line center location triangle, triangle equals line center flux capacitor, high position direction. Pretty easy, right? So this automatically comes into an operation circle line center, kaleidoscope location, travel line center, and 3-line center interference. That directs its locations into position location and center line communication, right? Center lines straight through, right through the center line position location of the triangle. Remember, you're setting up frame communication system, setting line communication into a hologram structure of communication system. It allocates timelines and interference, opens all communication to its structure, right? Setting line communications in all levels, putting it all together in communication system. High center line connection levels of graph interference in position location to levels of a high plate, high center interference in position location direction. Now that channels its line center. You come into ground line center, 3-way position location to its grounds, opens up all communication system in rotation center to its flux capacitor. High channels its operation to its electrical light communications to its system. High channels its operation line stream. Now that position location opens up. Electrical light comes in, travels through line center, allocates timelines and in rotation calculations. Now you can change the triangle force line into a circle communication system. That's okay. You can change line center. You can put a triangle line center in position directions, circle and positions. There's the intelligence. See the intelligence? See the robot? You see the robot. All right. Tree stand communications all levels of ground lines. Now it opens all communication system. That's how you set your stream centers. And this is all calculated and modify how you use letters, numbers, and shapes and symbols to create location of robot line center interference location, a 3-way and paddle line communication system to a Y line center, to a fly line center interference, a flywheel communication system, electrical light communication, no flux patterns, high channel communication, line center interference location, diamond core line center of a structure communication system of a 3-triangle location and position of time. It opens all signals in location directions. All right. So. But it's important what you understand and what you see, right? Once you understand how to set up graph streams, it gets much easier through a cloud line because you're coming into all levels of nanotechnology. That's setting line and rotation calculations, all levels of computer or anything with Android, interference location, robot interference location calculations, setting new channel locations, right? 5 alive. Number 5 is alive. So in that line center interference, you truly understand how to set graph lines. It's important you understand how to use a cloud channel. Your communication is the plasma line channel interference. That puts position location directions. All right, let's see location calculations one more time. See? It's amazing how you set things up all through position. Setting communication line streams. Thank you, Johnny 5. So setting line signals opens a better communication line center. Now that center is all operation how you use your clouds. You got your clouds of the grounds, power line center, and position the magnetic highway information system. That's all it is. Channel line center, all position location directions, E-field line center notifications. Come into high interference. Now the cubical position locations on the line. That's our metric cubic interference location center line communication system. Now the high streams is high line center, changes the cloud line center and rotation calculations. This is where it merges into data stream communication system. Okay. In high channels, now you can go into simulation singularity. Setting reach course lines. Now this sets a high line center to a roadmap communication system, allocate timelines and high interference, Position, location of directions. High signal is location. All right. So there's a lot of things you have to understand how these things are set up all through your mind system. It's all through hologram structure. If you're structuring locations, right? Let's say you got 3 line channels, 3 equals line channel, okay? Operation, okay, into your CPU, right? CPU comes into all of structure into a building communication system, 3 line communication centers. But it's all connected to the magnetic information system that cloud channels its line communication to its electrical light communication system to allocate timelines. All right? So it's important you understand how to use your ground line center in rotation interference. Weather interference can change position of direction to its system location. Okay? So it's very powerful of what you're doing through the mind system. When I went through the operation circle, I went right into the cloud, and the cloud opens all communication line stream. Once it opens up your library line centers, it opens up more of your contracts, your blueprints, and your cosmic record location. Flash drive memory line centers puts in all position, location, and directions to your solar graph communication system into tunnel defense line communication centers. It opens all communication. You set line communication from here in direction location. You set line communication in 3 waving position of its Stargates Communication Center. Hoo-ah. Force communication line centers. It opens all communication centers. Now, in that direct location, it opens up a higher level of calculation, position of direction. So, there's a lot of things you guys have to understand how things are set up in space in your mind system. All right, it's all done through correlation of space and time. All right. All right, so we're going to take you guys out. High channel lining and rotation, calculation, swirls, and communication line stream. You guys are going to go back in high center. Now you're back. Setting position of directions. But it's fascinating when you travel location. All through 3 cloud line channels, a round communication system, a port of communication centers. Opens all communication in your connection. So, yeah, I know that's what it is, Gypsy, isn't it? When you become more clear, knowing you have a magnetic highway information system, what do you think it is? What do you think your data stream is? It's a highway. It's an Omni highway. So, in that communication line stream, you understand how to use the process of letters, numbers, and shapes. It's all stored in its cloud. So it's all about correlating each panel of communication system into one track line system, right? If you're calculating it to basically, let's say you're at 30,000 miles per second. So that's 30,000 miles of one letter communication system going in one cloud location. That's one letter. If I say A, 30,000 miles per second, cloud goes into the A. Now, what is your terminology of A? It could be apple, it could be atom, it could be airplane. Right? The cloud has to understand the position of where you are, okay, in that calculation. Center position of direction is truly understanding how to use yourself, okay, and always informs through your thoughts. Thoughts equals intelligence. Remember that, okay? So this gives you a better understanding how to use your communications to all levels of your highway. Highway comes in position, location, directions. Center line communication. Very powerful. Comes into one roadway of communication. There it is. There's your data stream right here. Hoo-ah. See how that's set up? So, understanding more levels of view. Now you understand the integration to its location, and when you come to deep space of its correlation of you through space and time, that puts you in a better position, location, and directions. How to center your lines of all lines of your memory, all through calculations of your data stream. Okay? Using jump scar location to bring in the information. Well, see, there you go. Now you guys are more connected to everything inside line communication. This gives you a better understanding how the galaxy works, how weather works inside of you, right? How to change the weather pattern through its geo. Wow. The geometric energies of its operation, weather. Cool. So it's all modified in all levels of you inside, right? So we're going to stop. Knowing that you're seeing your cloud for the first time is getting you a better understanding how to merge into your emotional system. Balancing your communication is all levels of how you travel through your mind. And when you travel through your mind and your cloud becomes alive, the mind is traveling through you. Okay? Space and time will come to you more and more. Once you understand that you are connected to the magnetic highway information system, which is all levels of you in its heart system of its reactor. The reactor in a line center interference location is open all communication line center. It's all about communication. Yeah, rebooting the system. Yep, codes, communications, emotional line center, interference location, of port of communication. So once you understand the omni center lines of you, of the omniverse line center, of the multiverse communication system, you understand data streams of communication. So there's a lot to understand, right? So that is the basic. You guys got your defrags and defrags. Now you understand your cloud locations, right? So we're going to high channel line centers. We're going to go into the Omni Universe Line Center and positions, all right? We'll do that to more line signal and the high interference locations, high channels and high operation line stream, okay? All right. Talk to you guys later. Adios.